Hey guys, this is Kelsey Grace. So here is my engineering and design process with our Periscope for this week. So for my plan, after looking through the examples, I kind of decided to go with the Periscope plans that were provided on D2L and just kind of loosely follow those and use them as a guide. So I felt like those plans were pretty helpful and they gave me a decent Periscope as far as the size and the quality for my first one, especially based on the materials that I had around. So I showed some pictures of my beginning stages, and some of the rectangles that I had made for my initial periscope, they were a little bit off, but it just gave me a place to start and adjust. Like I said, I was using that kind of as a guide, and I knew that the structure of the periscope would be a little bit easier for me, but I would have some more difficulty finding materials to use for the mirrors. So moving on to creating. Once I had my structure done, which is the photograph on the left, I had to figure out what I was going to use as the mirrors. So I considered what I had laying around the house, things like foil and making something out of foil, or using a larger spoon or dog food bowls, anything that was kind of reflective. But I knew that all of those materials were going to distort the image or they wouldn't show up clearly. So for the initial problem to be solved, it had to be a mirror. So luckily, I did think of some makeup mirrors that I had laying around, and I tried to figure out which one was smaller that I would be able to attach to my periscope. So in the bottom left picture shows a lipstick holder that I had. So it was small enough for me to put on it and attach to my periscope. I did have to use only kind of like squint my eyes whenever I looked at it and only use one eye when I looked through, but it worked for what I needed it to do. And then I borrowed part of a mechanics mirror to use at the top of my periscope, as you can see in the bottom right hand picture. So after attaching those mirrors on there, this was kind of the product that I came up with as my finished product. So if you see the biggest picture kind of there on the right-hand side, it has the mechanics mirror at the top and the lipstick holder, you can see that's attached at the bottom, and I just used tape to attach everything and create that structure. So then of the pictures on the left-hand side, I kind of gave you an inside view of what the mechanics mirror looked like, and that would be like the top view of the periscope, and then I turned it upside down so that you could see the bottom where the lipstick mirror was kind of attached with tape as well. So as far as improvements, kind of on the spot, the improvement that I made was attaching the mechanics mirror to cardboard so that it had a solid background, because if you saw in the last picture, it was a little bit small for the hole that I needed it to cover. So I needed it to have a solid background so that it could do its job more effectively. So other improvements that I feel could be made to this, definitely the size. I felt like this first one was kind of a nice model to have, especially for like students in a classroom. It's a nice model, but for actually solving the problem, the periscope would have to be a little bit bigger for it to do what you needed it to do. And kind of going along with that, the mirrors, the ones that I had used for the model, did what I needed it to do, but to solve that initial problem of being able to see Bill Nye and you want to get that full picture, I felt like using a bigger periscope with bigger mirrors were going to help and assist in solving that problem. I did feel like the plans that I used are pretty accurate and helpful, so if you just like scaled that up a little bit more, it could help to make that bigger periscope. The cardboard was actually a pretty durable material that I used, and I only used packing tape, so I felt like maybe using a variety of materials to put it together, like hot glue and other tape such as duct tape, would have made it a little bit stronger. But overall, I felt like this was a pretty good first attempt at making a periscope. I can't wait to see what you guys did.